Good morning. I'm professional sports handicapper Ross Benjamin. It's Saturday, February 22nd. Time for another edition of my basketball free pick segment. The bad news is we went 1 and 2 last night with our NBA free picks on this channel. The good news is our last two college basketball free pick videos on Wednesday and Thursday were a pair of 2 and 1 days. So let's make it three winning days in a row in college basketball. Three picks all come on the latter portion of Saturday's card. Let's get right to them, starting with the game between LSU at South Carolina, 6 p.m. Eastern Time start. LSU right now is a 1.5 point road favorite. Very interesting to take a look at the line movement here as South Carolina opened as a 1 point home favorite. They're now as high as a 1.5 point underdog. The general public has really hammered LSU early in the process here, and this is all public money by my perception. Very little has to do with any sharp money moving this line. LSU 0-3 straight up in their last three road games, and that includes a loss at Vanderbilt as an 11.5 point favorite. On the other hand, South Carolina 5-0 straight up and 4-1 against the spread in their last five at home, and they won those contests by 14.6 points per game. In addition to, South Carolina is coming off a narrow 2 point defeat at Mississippi State, and the Gamecocks are 3-0 straight up in ATS in their last three games following a loss, and they won those three contests by a mammoth 22.6 points per game. I'm going with South Carolina here, plus 1.5 at home over LSU. Next game, Alabama at Ole Miss. 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time start from Oxford, Mississippi. Ole Miss right now is a 2 point home favorite. This is an Alabama team that's played themselves off the proverbial bubble by losing five of their last seven games. Alabama has lived and died by their 3 point shooting this season, and over this seven-game skid that I just alluded to, they're shooting just 34% from beyond the 3 point line. In addition to the fact that Ole Miss has gone 3-0 straight up in ATS in their last three at home, winning by a decisive margin of 18.7 points per game. And in that three-game unbeaten straight up in ATS home win streak, the Rebels have held their opponents to a mere 22% shooting from beyond the 3 point arc. I like Ole Miss here, -2 over Alabama. Last game is a Conference USA matchup between UAB and FAU, a game will be played on the campus of FAU in Boca Raton, Florida, with the 8 p.m. opening tip. Right now, Florida Atlantic is a 3 point home favorite. However, this is a Florida Atlantic team that's gone 0-4 straight up in ATS in the last four games, and they've really struggled offensively during this current losing streak, averaging just a tad over 60 points per game, shooting 37.4% from the field, and making only 16.8% of their 3 point attempts. Now, FAU is 9-3 straight up at home this season versus Division One opponents. However, they've gone just 2-2 in their last four at home, while UAB has gone a perfect 4-0 straight up in ATS in their last four on the road, and they won those contests by an average of 9.5 points per game while shooting a red hot 51.2% during this current road winning streak. UAB also has gone 5-0 straight up in ATS in their last five against Florida Atlantic, and they won those five contests by 16.4 points per game. I like UAB here, plus the 3 on the road at Florida Atlantic. Repeating again, your college basketball free picks for Saturday, February 22nd. South Carolina as a 1.5 point home underdog over LSU. Ole Miss as a 2 point home favorite over Alabama. And UAB plus 3 on the road at Florida Atlantic. Be sure to visit my website, rbwins.com. It's there you'll find the best of what I have to offer on a daily basis. For those of you who just like to play once in a while, I offer daily packages. For those of you who are looking for discounted rates and looking more so to bet regularly, I do have some great subscription packages at discounted rates, very affordable. And again, rbwins.com. I've gone 6-3 over the last 4 days with my college basketball picks. My top plays have been very good in both college basketball and the NBA over the long haul, hitting better than 60% or above. So that's rbwins.com, where you pay a little to make a lot. Until the next time, good luck with all your picks.